So, contrary to stereotypes that some people might have in their heads about abused women being ignorant or stupid or completely unaware of the fact that they're being abused, many victimized people in relationships are very well aware that their partner is disrespecting them or causing them harm, whether it's emotional or financial or physical. But what is important to understand is that when people try to get out of abusive relationships, especially when women try to leave abusive partners, their chances of being murdered by those abusive partners increase exponentially. So women might have tried to leave in the past and they saw a little warning light in their partner's eyes, right? When somebody's living with somebody day in and day out and is surviving abuse the best that they can, they get to know their partner very, very well, very intimately. They can recognize the red flags and they start walking on eggshells when they sense that their partner is perhaps going to fly into a rage and start physically harming them as well as emotionally harming them. So if they've survived in this abusive relationship for 2 or 3 or maybe 9 or 10 years, they recognize those red flags and they've figured out certain strategies about how to survive and keep themselves relatively safe. Well, they know that actually leaving their partner is going to push him even further in his violent tendencies. And so, and maybe they don't know the statistics. Maybe they don't realize how much more at risk for murder they're going to be. But I really think that a lot of victimized women know that, again, they might see a look in their partner's eyes, they might notice a change in his behavior indicating that he's going to start physically lashing out at them, not just yelling at them or calling them names. And so they'll decide, I'm not going to leave tonight because he seems to be right at the edge and I can't push him any further right now. And again, if we try to understand why men are abusive and that a lot of them are actually, they're seeking control in their lives over their partners especially, and they're very emotionally dependent on their partners, then it makes sense to understand that if the women find the courage to leave, at that point, the women are actually most at risk for being murdered by their partners because the women have committed the ultimate transgression in the relationship in the eyes of the abusive men, because the women have said, enough is enough, you're no longer going to control me, I'm going to leave and get myself out of your life completely. And for a man who is very, very abusive, that's the ultimate transgression. So when women try to leave, that's the time that they're actually the most at risk for being killed by their partner.